What's up, brunch bestie? Welcome back to Business and Brunch. And hello, the year of the fire horse. I am so pumped for this year to finally be here to have the fire horse energy officially activated. Hi, hello, it is officially February 17th and the Lunar New Year begins. So, if last year felt like you were being spiritually skinned alive, this episode is going to be for you. If it felt like friendships dissolved, identities cracked, your business stopped kind of like feeling good in the way that it used to, money felt unstable, or you just quietly started to question who you even were, there is a solution for that. There is a reason why last year felt so rough. But more importantly, there is a reason why this year is going to feel so good and be completely different, and how you can tap into that energy. So today I want to walk you through the energetic shift from the year of the snake into the year of the fire horse, and then kind of layer in the eclipse portal so you understand why everything feels accelerated right now. This is not about superstition. This is not aesthetic astrology quotes. This is about understanding energetic cycles in a way that makes you move intentional and really harness that fire horse energy. Okay, this year is all about movement, and I'm going to show you how you can tap into that energy without burning yourself out, right? We're not just moving to move. So let's start with the year of the snake. In Chinese astrology, the year of the snake is associated with transformation, psychological depth, strategy, and shedding. Snake energy is really not loud. It is chaotic in a obvious way. It's internal, slow, and revealing. It constricts before it releases. When a snake sheds its skin, it does it because it has outgrown it, right? That's symbolic for what 2025 was. There's no sentiment about that old layer of skin. There's no negotiating, like, can we please hold on for just a little bit longer? The snake literally cannot continue to grow, thrive, unless it releases that skin that no longer fits. So, energetically, that kind of year often shows up as a subtle but undeniable misalignment. You start noticing that certain friendships feel heavy. Your business model feels draining instead of, being that energizing thing that you used to love to do. Money patterns you thought you healed resurface. You realize you've been performing a version of yourself that got you there, but it is not the version that is meant to take you forward. From the outside, that can look like things falling apart. Internally, it's an identity death. An identity death is just uncomfortable because it requires you to really let go of who you thought you were in order to become who you're actually meant to be. The snake years strip illusion and they expose coping strategies. They reveal borrowed identities. They make it very hard to keep pretending. And if you leaned into that instead of resisting it, then you did the deep work last year, even if it didn't feel glamorous. Now, because I am a stubborn mule, I resisted those shedding layers. I resisted that change pretty much throughout the whole 2025 until the universe was like, bitch, slap you across the face. I'm just going to rip it out from underneath you because it is time to stop resisting and it is time to embrace change and upgrade your fucking identity. And boy, was she rough whenever she did it. But thankfully, I had the tools and I had the resources and I have the knowledge that I needed to work through that identity shift, to do some inner work, to heal from some old wounds, but most importantly, to also accept my past self, love her for who she was and for getting me to where I was and for teaching me all the lessons that I needed to learn, but also give her a good pat on the back as I move forward. The year of the horse carries a completely different frequency. Horse energy is movement, independence, freedom, visibility. It's social, it's dynamic, it wants forward momentum. When you add that fire element, everything gets so much better. Fire amplifies courage, expression, speed, leadership. It also exposes instability very quickly. This is not an introspective year in the same way the snake was. It's not asking you to sit in the dark and process endlessly. It wants you to pull your big girl britches up and start fucking moving. But here's the part that you really need to pay attention to. Fire amplifies whatever is already underneath. If you avoided the shedding last year, that fire horse energy is going to feel chaotic, overwhelming, destabilizing because it will pressure the weak spots in your foundation. If you actually allowed yourself to shed what was misaligned, this year is going to feel so good. It's going to feel like that forward momentum that you've been looking for. It's going to feel lighter. It's going to feel decisive. It's going to make you feel like the fucking queen that you are. Let's be real. Fire horse energy rewards self-trust. It rewards visibility. It rewards bold but aligned intentional action. It does not reward hiding behind perfectionism or endless strategizing. It moves quickly and it favors women who are willing to move with it. So there is absolutely no room to overthink and second guess yourself, okay? That shit we are done with. You are stepping into your embodied, confident self and you are moving forward with intentional action, okay? Even if you fail, which if you know me, you actually can't fail. It's just a learning lesson. But even if you fail, even if things don't go as planned, you're going to be rewarded for moving forward. Now let's layer in this eclipse that we have going on too. On top of the eclipse, it's also a new moon. So there is just like so much energy going on in the universe right now. So today on February 17th, we have a rare annular solar eclipse. This is going to be called the Ring of Fire because the moon doesn't fully block the sun. Instead, it leaves a visible ring of light around it. Now, unfortunately, for most of us that are tuning in to this podcast episode, you are primarily in North America. So unfortunately for us, we will not be able to see it. So since it is going to be primarily visible over Antarctica, which is also a very remote place on Earth, energetically, that symbolism actually really matters. An eclipse happening over one of the quietest, most isolated parts of the planet during a new moon speaks to hidden resets. It's very subtle, but it's such a powerful recalibration, and you can really get deep with this. Because the solar eclipse is also happening on a new moon, the initiation energy is going to be even more amplified. A new moon already represents beginnings, planting seeds, intention setting, etc. A solar eclipse on top of that is going to act like an accelerator. Okay, so we're not just inviting in a new chapter. We're not just slowly, pulling up our britches, getting our feet wet, doing some journaling, and thinking about starting. The year of the fire horse, this eclipse, and the new moon are all energetic signs to push this new chapter forward, to really tap into this momentum energy. In astrology, solar eclipses are often associated with sudden starts, redirected paths, or opportunities that feel fated. They're not really here to create chaos. They're not really here to create like a fear of the unknown. They reveal where realignment is necessary. So sometimes you may feel extremely tired. You may feel off. You may just feel like things just aren't feeling that great. That's probably the solar eclipse energy, right? If you've been really tired lately, this is why. Because you got a lot of things in the universe going on. And when you combine the eclipse acceleration with fire horse momentum, you get movement that feels very, very fast, but it's going to be purposeful. And before this, the weeks leading up, your body has been preparing for that movement. So if things feel like they're starting to speed up right now, if you're kind of like seeing things that inside of your business or just in your own life, that they're kind of starting to click, like maybe the creativity reignited, maybe you finally started to see a momentum from your visibility efforts, maybe you're finally starting to see people show up in your DMs, maybe it's just that you're out of your funk and you're ready to move forward in your life and business, right? Decisions feel more urgent. Clarity is going to feel so good. Like it's not going to be hard to get clear on an offer. It's not going to be hard to get clear on your message. It's not going to be hard to really get clear on who you want to serve. Conversations that maybe like just didn't show up in 2025, they're going to be there. Opportunities appear that you couldn't even like think possible 6 months ago. Okay, so this is a beautiful blend of recalibration meeting ignition. So if last year absolutely stripped you down, the eclipse seasoned with the fire horse energy is asking a different question. And this isn't like the basic of who are you really? But it's more of, are you willing to move as her? Ooh, I just got chills. I don't know about you, but this is such a powerful year for launching aligned offers, stepping into leadership, raising visibility, claiming your voice, taking up your fucking space, and making bold moves in business or life. Maybe it's you burned everything down in your business like I did in 2025 because everything that I felt like I was doing just felt so just it was no longer aligned with me. I had zero passion for it again. And I pivoted. I started doing deep research work, deep learning, growing, etc. And let me tell you, leading up to February 17th, this new lunar year, I have started to see the momentum pick up. Now I'm ready to just further tap into that energy because it's finally here. Just remember, as you're making these moves, as you're making these decisions, remember to be intentional with your momentum, with your actions. Remember to be embodied in your work. Don't just move for the sake of moving. Like, you have to be embodied in what you're doing. That fire burns through ego very quickly. If your action is rooted in survival mode, comparison, fear, it's going to feel exhausting. If it's rooted in self-trust, it is going to feel so expansive and so fucking good. So how do you work with this instead of getting overwhelmed? Especially because I know my generators, my mani-gens are all going to be really moving forward. Like, we already just can't stop anyways. So how do we actually work with this kind of energy without getting overwhelmed in a way that is aligned for us? So first, practice decisive action. Take a moment to really decide if this action needs to be implemented. So while I want you to, yes, not overthink it, not second guess yourself, as a mani-gen, your energy is going to be off the fucking walls right now. And so you do have to take a little bit of a step back, and decide, okay, do I actually need to implement this right now? Can this wait? Like, where in my timeline, where in my to-do list can I fit this in? And then also revisit it if it's actually something that's still aligned, because we move at the speed of light. Okay, so this is going to be intuitive, decisive, but not overthinking and second guessing. Okay, if you did the internal work last year, your intuition is going to be sharper. So making that intuitive decision of, is this just my mani-gen energy going off the walls, or is this something that I actually want to do? You should be able to feel that wherever your decision making process is in your body. Mine is in my gut, so I listen to my gut a lot. You should be able to feel that. It should be able to tell you faster than what it would previously. Secondly, move your body. Okay, energy loves movement. The universe loves movement. So this is another great year that also aligns with universal laws. Okay, so horse energy is very physical. If you feel anxious or wired, that can be actually unexpressed fire. Walking, lifting, stretching, dancing, anything that channels physical energy is going to help regulate you. So do little dance parties in your kitchen whenever you wake up. Make sure you shake out all of the last little shedding. Make sure you just start moving, okay? Don't be still, okay? Then I want you to lean into expression. So fire wants to be seen. If you've been sitting on an idea, a pivot, or an opinion, this is a year to actually go for it. Articulate it. Try it out. Again, if you fail, it's not a failure. It is just a learning lesson, okay? It's going to show you where you fit in this crazy thing we call life. And then fourth, protect your boundaries. So last year, as you did the inner work, you also should have been setting up stronger boundaries as you release things. So now this is the time to test those boundaries, to firm them up, because fire spreads quickly. If your energy is scattered, you're going to burn out. So contain your focus and really choose what matters. Generators and mani-gens, re-listen to that or listen to me again. Protect your boundaries. Don't listen to your scattered ass energy. Contain your focus, okay? Give yourself some time to breathe. And then fifth, prioritize momentum over perfection. So hi, recovering type A perfectionist here. Done is better than perfect, okay? Even if you feel like, this isn't quite ready, just fucking do it. Put it out in the world, okay? As long as it is aligned and you're embodied with it and it makes sense, like, don't put something half-assed out there, obviously, right? But if it's like 90% done and you're just sitting there like, I could be tweaking it, I can make it better, just fucking go for it. Go balls to the walls, start talking about your offer, start talking about what you're passionate about, start doing the thing that makes you happy. Done is better than perfect. Movement creates clarity. You can refine later as things start to come to you even more clear as you're talking about it, testing it out, etc. So there is a lot of energy going on in the universe right now. There's a lot of energy in this episode, and I am throwing a lot at you because, again, the new lunar year, year of the fire horse, we have the new moon. We also have the eclipse going on. There's a lot of things going on. So I want to take a real quick moment to ground you before you're like, oh yeah, let's just go balls to the walls, right? Astrology is just a tool. Okay, it does not dictate your life. It does not control your decisions. It helps you understand what is going on in the universe energetically. When you can understand energetically what is going on, you can use it strategically. But your discernment, your intuition matters more than what energetically is going on. If it does not feel aligned, if maybe right now you are in one of your like cycles of rest and you're like, I am not ready to go balls to the walls and tap into this fire horse energy yet, that's okay. Use your discernment, use your intuition, use everything that I just shared with you in this episode as a tool. So again, if last year felt like you were being spiritually skinned alive, it may have been because you were outgrowing something too small for you. It may have been because the universe was like, you are so much bigger and you are meant for so much more than what you are doing. And I want to push you to that version of yourself. The year of the snake stripped those layers down. They made you get real with who you are and who you're meant to be. The year of the fire horse invites movement. The eclipse accelerates the timeline. And the new moon is for this new beginning, for this new chapter. And package it all up beautifully. The universe is here for you to tap into its energy and for you to quantum leap, jump timelines, whatever kind of woo-woo shit phrase you want to tell yourself. But it's here to help you become that person that you're meant to be. It is here to help you stop watering down your power and tap into your fire heart. I know that you're ready for this year because you survived the shedding. You did the work. So may this year be the year that you finally run as the woman, as the queen you truly are. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Business and Brunch. I hope you tap into this energy. I hope to see you on fire and living your best fucking life. Let's go out and watch our babies and bank account grow. If you feel like someone needs to hear this episode, make sure you share it with your friends. Tag me on Instagram at Alicia Croce. And of course, if you would love to show me the love, give me a 5-star rating and leave a review. And I would love to hear about how you are using this episode to tap into this energy and to really go balls to the walls and become the queen that you truly are. Thank you again for tuning in to Business and Brunch. I will see you next week.